Good morning. This is your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. Seeing mostly cloudy conditions continue out there this morning with some slightly breezy conditions as well. Seeing our peak winds up around 18 to 19 miles per hour in the last hour. In addition, still continuing to track a few light showers off the coast, but we should be out of the way of seeing any of that precip activity making it inland to our location. Just looking at a slightly breezy day ahead with dry weather expected to prevail and gradually clearing skies moving through the day. If we take a look at our current surface analysis, we can see high pressure building in from the west that will be working its way to center over the area as we move into the day tomorrow, keeping a extended period of some dry and seasonable and quite pleasant conditions as we move through the extended forecast here. Seeing that area of low pressure well off the coast on the edge of the surface analysis here, that's helping to kind of swing in some of that shower activity just off the coast, and that will be tracking eastward, and with that pulling away from some of that shower activity and cloud cover as we move through the day today. If we look at the upper level winds from this morning's sounding, seeing winds generally out of the north-northeast closer to the surface, more east-northeasterly as we go through the mid-levels and becoming east-southeasterly as we get up in the upper levels. At our peak wind today is 46 knots at 25,000 feet. Our freezing level today is at 5,700 feet. If we take a look at the local radar, take a peek at what those showers just off the coast are doing, we could see in the last few frames here, continuing to see those mainly stay off the coastline and gradually weaken as we move through the last few frames, and expecting that trend to continue, not expecting any of that precip to make it into the Wallops area as we continue through the rest of the morning. Just a very slight chance of that happening, and that chance ever decreasing as we move through the rest of the morning. If we look at our current visible satellite, we can see the cloud shield associated with that low and some of that shower activity lingering over the local area. And again, as we move through the later morning hours and into the afternoon, we'll gradually start to see some of that cloud cover break up and move eastward, making the way for some clear skies as we move into the evening. We look at the short-term high-resolution model and what we can expect as we move through the day. As you can see, the model here picking up well on that shower activity just off the coastline, and then moving through the remainder of the morning, we see a lot of that shower activity starting to move out of the area and break up, and just some cloud cover lingering around through the day. We'll see some slightly breezy conditions with those wind gusts up around 20 to 22 knots today, just below that wind advisory criteria, but a slight chance of seeing that wind advisory issued today, particularly as we get towards the later morning and first part of the afternoon. As we go into the evening, we'll see those winds continue lightening up and the cloud cover continuing to decrease as we move through the overnight, setting up for that high pressure to move in and looking at an extended period of some mainly clear, quiet, and dry conditions. As we zoom out here, look at the extended forecast. As we can see here, starting off mid-morning on Friday, we'll see that high pressure building in over the eastern part of the country, and as we move through the forecast here into the weekend, we'll see our temperatures moderating to more seasonable temperatures, and high pressure will dominate the forecast as we move through the extended forecast here. As you can see, no real precipitation threat expected over the next several days, continuing into the start of next week for Monday. In addition, this high pressure will keep the winds on the light side as well, moving through the extended forecast. The next potential chance of rain may come as we get into the later part of next week. As you can see here, an upper level trough will be tracking just north of the region and moving eastward, and that has the potential of bringing a boundary into the area as we move into Thursday. Still a bit far out to really narrow that down, but that looks to be our next best chance of seeing any potential precip in the local area. So looking at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, overall looking at that yellow risk for precip for the morning hours this morning, likely expiring as we pass the 10:30 time frame here, as that chance of precipitation looks to be quickly ending. We'll keep a yellow risk for those winds at or above 25 knots for that wind advisory criteria as we move through the day. Seeing those winds out of the north, 9 to 14 knots, gusting up to 22 knots at their peak. Again, mainly late morning, early afternoon, and then slowly starting to see those peak winds diminish as we get into the later part of the afternoon, where we'll see mostly the partly cloudy skies and slightly breezy conditions, and then a continued clearing trend in the sky cover as we move into the evening time frame, seeing mostly clear skies this evening. That's going to allow temperatures to cool down to around 44 degrees, with those winds staying out of the north-northwest at around 6 to 11 to 7 to 12 knots. But going back to green conditions for our weather risk as we move into the evening. Tides running right around normal today, and looking at the extended forecast, we'll see mostly sunny and slightly breezy conditions for our Friday. Not tracking any weather risk through the day on Friday. We'll see our high temperature around 67 degrees, so getting back to more seasonable type highs. In addition, see a low Friday evening around 48 degrees. That's once again back to our seasonable average for this time of year. And as we move through the next several days, expecting mainly sunny to at times partly cloudy conditions all the way through midweek, and we'll continue to see fairly seasonable temperatures, with temperatures slightly above average some days as we get into those low 70s getting into early next week. And we'll see our low temperatures in the upper 40s to lower 50s for the extended forecast here. So looking at pretty quiet and pleasant weather as we move through the next 7 days. That's going to wrap up the 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. We'll be back again tomorrow at 8:15 and 10 a.m. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day.